Being underestimated isn't a bad thing. It's a good thing because when you stand at the top of the podium with the gold medal around your neck that wings, you give glory to God that makes an angel sing. Underestimated. Underestimated like Katherine Johnson was when the white said a black woman can't calculate the distance and time for an astronaut to go into space. Like the Philistines and Israelites armies didn't believe that David could defeat Goliath with the rocks in the face. Underestimated. Underestimated like J.J. Watt's coaches underestimated his talent of playing football at the next phase. Underestimated like when I'm trying my best at excelling, my so-called friends are booing me. I say, well, I can cook, and look, I got all y'all shit because I'm as smart as a textbook. I'm better than those underestimated because I ball, I stand tall, and I do my all. Underestimated. That's not me.
He's got that bright, bubbly personality. People like to be around him. He's a funny guy. He's the life of the party, so to speak, and people gravitate towards him. I met him out here on the circle right there, and the look in his eye, you could just tell he was here to prove a point.
Nobody was safe from VJ. If you in the game, you're liable to get hit by VJ, and that's just what it was.
Pressure comes from Anthony! Down he goes! Sack back at the 40-yard line! The Bull City product takes him down!
What's crazy is just in between them lines, because then practice in, he throw those glasses back on, and he laughing at everything. He back smiling like he didn't just put you in the dirt. I'm like, well, we're not friends. We're not friends.
My whole thing was to show kids from Durham that you can go to a university like Duke. The Durham-Duke connection, a lot of it flows through me.
I haven't seen a performance as a defensive end by the one tonight that we've seen out of VJ Anthony ever. Absolute dominating performance.
My name is Vincent Anthony Jr. I'm from Durham, North Carolina, homegrown, senior defensive end, number 7 on Duke's football team. So what's up, guys? This is my bedroom that I grew up in since I was a kid. We'll start with the jerseys. So I got my bowl game jerseys up here. This was the All-American Bowl that I went to in San Antonio. Had a lot of fun. I got invited to Offense-Defense Bowl when I was a kid, wore number 20. That was my first Junior Olympics in track. And we were running the 4x4. I got my medals over here. And most of these medals are track. First place medal. This was third place medal. But those were the 2 medals at Junior Olympics. But all of these is just track. Districts, states. This was it, guys. This is it. This is, you know, the first helmet really that I had. Yeah, right here. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. If you can get that. That's it right there. Yeah, this is my first year, 2011. First year playing ball. That's me on the end.
Watch the ball! Way to go, VJ!
VJ was always rambunctious, even as an infant. He was full of energy, so we knew we had to keep VJ active.
Started soccer and basketball at 3 years old. I got too big. And I got too big for basketball and I would foul out. My physicality just skyrocketed. And so that's when I made the transition to football. So I started playing football in 2011 for the Durham Eagles. Pop Warner team in Durham. I jumped right in the pads, you know, there was no flag football. It felt like there was no rules. You were just out there playing for fun. Just having that background coming from Durham and playing with kids from Durham also, that was exemplified out there on the field.
What time is it?
Durham Eagles was a great representation of how Durham is. Just hardworking people, hardworking kids that like to have fun.
If you grow up in Durham, like, you automatically just have that dog mentality. Like,
you have to.
Yeah, you got to.
It started with the parents.
Yeah.
It really started with the parents. Like, they wanted to win just as bad as we wanted to win.
All right, Eagles!
It was like hard work. Like, came into the scene, and we had this drill called fourth quarter at the end of practice. Usually my dad led it, but we had the bear crawl, we had the duck walk. And so just doing that alongside my friends, doing that and going out there on Saturdays, it just felt fun. It felt good.
Everybody was out here, whether you play football or not, you were out here Saturday morning.
For real.
Saturday until 4 or 5. Like you were out here watching every game, cheering on the
Whole
city.
community.
Yeah, it really was a community building event. And it really built a brotherhood, like just everybody
Beyond
was
football.
connected. Beyond football. Like there's so many other people I can talk to and they remember me and we can just top it up about Durham Eagles.
Yeah,
like, and it's
bro.
always love. And that's something that we'll always have a bond over. Just football and Lowe's growth. I mean, just coming back to this field, like, and to see how far we've grown and it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, this field really started it all, first love.
We'll come in, my pops would be like, VJ, like, this is what the weight is. This is my mama handwriting, so she'll come in, write it on the wall, and boom, that's the workout we follow for today. And then we come in and then we date it. And then once this kind of filled up, then that's when we went to the book. And right here it started in 2018, but there's some pages missing, but you can see how beat up the book is. Legendary. My pops used to always say pain is weakness leaving the body. This was the squat rack that we've had from like 7th grade all the way till really last year. So yeah, this is where it started. Started really lifting in 7th grade, and from there, really just flourished.
As a coach, I knew it begins with strength and conditioning. Just getting his body ready for football. So we started out with lightweight, and no matter how much I pushed VJ, he always responded.
He's hard because he's like, oh, don't let the monkey get on your back. He does it because he pushes you, because he knows what's in you.
We got real serious about it in 9th grade. COVID hit, and we were like, whoa, what are we gonna do? She got on the internet and found gyms that maybe were closing down and people were selling equipment. We started purchasing a bench here and dumbbells here and building up the gym. And in the beginning, we didn't have portable AC. So in the summertime, it would be hot. We had 3 or 4 fans, had both garage doors open, trying to get some air circulating, but we knew we still had to work out.
Winter, it get cold.
Yeah, and then winter, it would be cold, so I bought like a construction heater, heat up the garage, just warm enough for us to work out. That weight room, I think, is what made the difference. It gave him confidence. It taught him to push himself beyond what his mind thought that it could do. I think that really made the difference in his athletic career.
My first offer was by Eastern Illinois, Coach Justin Manning, which was at Duke. Then he went to coach for a year at Eastern Illinois, offered me, and then he came back to Duke. And he came back to Duke and said, V, I'm gonna get you over.
Academically, it had to be sound. In this household, academics has always been first. And it had to be somewhere where he would be happy.
The next week I get offered by Duke, then I commit to Duke. Then the last Duke game, Coach Cutt resigned. Then we didn't know who the head coach was. A lot of parents had questions about the class, our class of 2022. We made a pact that, whatever the head coach was going to be, we was going to stick it out and, we was going to come in and win.
And why not start in the Bull City as we introduce you to the guys. We're going to begin with VJ Anthony Jr., a 6'6", 235-pound defensive lineman, one of 7 defensive players in this class. And Dave, as a lot of these guys said he was very impressed with Duke's academics when he visited.
Well, certainly, but what I love about him is what he looks like as a football player. And VJ, just from down the street, he understands the 919, the Bull City.
You know, I'm right down the street, so all my friends and family, the Durham family and stuff, the friends I grew up with get to come see me play every Saturday, which was cool.
Initial impressions with VJ were just a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kid. It was an awesome experience, really just getting to meet him and his parents. January, February, March, when we got into the mat drill period of camp, he was just outstanding.
We getting that work in today. We getting that work in today for sure. This light work. This light work. This light work. Let's go! Let's go! Light work!
That first spring, VJ said, well, I'm with the threes. And we were like, okay, good, VJ. Fall camp started. And he was like, Dad, I'm practicing with the twos. By the third week of fall camp of his freshman year, he said, Dad, I'm practicing with the ones. And I was like, whoa. And he said, yeah, Dad, it looks like I might be starting. And I was like, wait a minute, starting? We had made no plans to travel to any games because we just assumed VJ wouldn't be traveling. So we told VJ we won't miss any games. As a freshman to start, that was probably my proudest moment.
There's a moment his freshman year in 2022, we were on the road against Northwestern. I think that was his second game of his career. Northwestern was a heavy run team. We've been working on the run game a lot that week. They were running a sweep play, and he really did a great job with his hat and hands.
Great save by Helinski. He wasn't ready for that snap, and it's a major loss. Vincent Anthony comes from his defensive end spot.
Let's go! Let's go!
I was on the sideline thinking, wow, he had an unbelievable start to the year, made plays, held his own as a true freshman.
On second down, four-man rush. Fowler under hot pursuit, goes down. Goes down from behind. That's Vincent Anthony, number 19. He's a true freshman out of Jordan High School here in Durham because they think he's got the potential to be a star.
At some point during that year, he tore his labrum, he tore his shoulder, and played through it. Proves, a point that the kid is tough. He works his butt off, and he played through that injury all year. Comes back, whenever you have that surgery, you'll miss most of the off seasons, but came back in the summer and busted his butt to get prepared.
And then the second proudest moment was his sophomore year when they played Clemson.
Once again, this time he is met just beyond the line of scrimmage by the Blue Devils and number 19, Vincent Anthony Jr.
28-7, the final score. Duke thumps the Tigers.
That sophomore year, I'm enduring a lot.
Started off great. At some point during that season, he got mono. He had that sophomore lull that some guys have, and he had to overcome that.
And really got to the point where it was like I was tired. And I was like, if this is how football is, then, I don't know if this is something for me.
They have hired a new head coach at Texas A&M, and it's Mike Elko, head coach at Duke, formerly of Texas A&M.
Please welcome back your new head football coach, Mike Elko.
The big change happens, and I just remember talking to Vince and just letting him know, like, we're in this together, and I don't know where the next step is, but let's trust God that He's got the plan for us.
But I stuck it out.
His response was very resilient, and he was a guy that literally, he just kept showing up every day.
Duke football finally has their next head football coach. Manny Diaz will be taking over the Blue Devil program.
I got a lot of faith in Manny Diaz, and I think Duke made a wonderful hire.
Coach Diaz comes in, kind of a new light. Diaz thriving his defense, and Coach Bauer stays, and then the train gets rolling again.
He was one of the top guys in the weight room that summer, that whole offseason really. It led to really him stepping out and becoming one of these top player in his class. He came in as a 220-pound kid, and now he's a 260-pound kid that's extremely strong, extremely fast. So that growth and development, it doesn't come easy.
When it gets too hard for others, it's just right for me. And so when I would always tell VJ, you might run up against someone who's stronger, who's faster, but don't ever let anyone outwork you. And that's been what he's stood on through these years.
They got a screen set up, it doesn't get there, and then Evers is going down! VJ Anthony with a sack back at the 6-yard line.
He really stepped his game up Going into the 2025 season, he's on a mission.
My mom will always give me like little things. It could be scripture, it always tied back to scripture, but words, phrases to like keep me going. The one for this year was for sure, leave no doubt.
James 1:6 that we have in the garage, leave no doubt. If you ask for something, if you ask God for something, you have to believe it.
And since this is like the last year, the last push of my college career, it's like leave no doubt. You know, just leave it all out on the field. And whatever happens, happens. But you know, when you walk off that field or when you walk off that stage and get your diploma, you left everything out there.
Takes the snap, they rush 4, has time winding down, and down he goes. VJ Anthony has his first sack of the night, running left, and he's dropped for a loss. VJ Anthony screaming off the edge, trying to escape, cannot! Sacks again, and it's VJ Anthony again.
All I know is Durham runs. That's all I know. We run in Durham, man.
You know, he's had a natural progression as a young man. You've seen the fruits of the labor. He's a guy that wants to help others.
I am so proud of VJ because he loves to give back. He loves the community of Durham. Vince was telling VJ, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Like he had his community impact day, picked 7 different organizations here in Durham, and they had wish list items, and it ended up being over 3,700 items. And he even said, hey, let's do for Thanksgiving. And so we're gonna feed the Durham youth.
I serve Durham really because God allows me to serve Durham. Durham has given so much to me, like I talked about with my family, Durham Eagles. Just the people from Durham have poured into me. I've always wanted to give back to the people of Durham. And so I look at myself as like the bridge builder from Duke to Durham, which was my whole purpose, really the deep purpose of me of staying home. I wouldn't be in the situation without going against him at practice. You know what I'm saying? Like him seeing me make plays like on the field, the same plays where I used to make when we used to play together, like I know it makes him proud, but it just makes everybody that played for Durham Eagles or just from Durham proud, because if you see like Vincent Anthony Jr., Durham, North Carolina, like it means something. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
so like,
and it gives something for the kids to look up to. Like it is doable, it is possible.
All the people from Jordan High School and all the high schools in this area look up to VJ because they see a guy that looks like them doing unbelievable things in the community and on the field. He's a great role model for all the young people that are growing up, like my 2 daughters that are growing up in Durham, North Carolina.
My hope is that he continues on the path that God has him in football or the road of academia.
He's got big time major goals, and I think he's right there. One of those big goals are playing in the NFL, and he's going to do that, and I can't wait to watch him play at the next level. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
now it's not just from a Duke to Durham standpoint, it's from a Durham to the world standpoint of how you can come from a place like Durham, North Carolina, and do anything that you put your mind to. And that may be football, or that may be in STEM, that may be in African American studies. And if you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Right here, number 7, Vincent Anthony Jr.